Hello, magical ones. Welcome to Magical Me. I'm Jamie Mendez, and this is our weekly Moonday Oracle message for the collective. This is supposed to be a reading for the week of June 29th, 2026. However, I am actually recording this on Tuesday, June 30th. So, with that said, I'm going to get right on into this for us as I wasn't able to go or do the reading yesterday. So, I'm making the time to do it today for us all. Also, yesterday was, if you haven't already seen my post, I did post a little brief kind of like information image with insight into this full moon in Capricorn and also Mercury in retrograde in the sign of Cancer and what that all means for us. On top of that, we also had yesterday, it was a big day yesterday. We also had the planet Jupiter, planet of luck, expansion, and growth, enter the sign of Taurus, which is all about our stability, our security, also emotional security and stability, as we also have Chiron had recently entered in Taurus as well, Chiron being the asteroid that rules over what is referred to as the wounded healer. So Taurus has a lot of energy, bringing in some healing for us right now, but also Jupiter expanding whatever it touches. We've got a lot of growth coming in whatever house Taurus might be ruling for you specifically. Good idea to look at what planets are currently also transiting there for you. If you can do that and generate just a free natal chart for yourself, and then look up what house Taurus is in, and that house is going to be, you can look up what house, what that house rules, if you will. And you'll see the area there that you're actually going to have a little bit of expansion and growth. But at the same time, Mercury being in the sign of Cancer, Cancer ruling over our kind of like our home life, our family, our emotions. It's going to bring around some opportunities to heal or revisit some past emotional things in regards, maybe to specifically in regards to, family and, cycles with relationships or emotional situations where it's asking you to kind of revisit and re-explore these, but also again so that you can simultaneously have that growth that's happening with Jupiter in Taurus there, bringing in an opportunity to increase our stability, our finances. Also a wonderful time for it to be attracting blessings into our lives. So really, really good stuff, especially with that full moon in Capricorn, which was Capricorn being a earth sign, all about the material, very business, very much about strategy, and kind of like putting its head to the grindstone and just moving forward. Great time to clear out anything that was holding you back from now implementing those desires, or especially in regards to your career or in regards to work or ideas that you've been having. This is the time to grow them. So really good energy here for us. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and get into the reading. So I'm just going to have you all take a quick deep breath in just to ground your energy. And release all worry, all stress. Soften your body, unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders. Place your hand upon your heart. Connect into the here and now. Setting the intention that you are open to receiving the divine message that is most in alignment with what you are in most need of hearing at this time. For your highest and greatest good. Again, this is for the collective and all those who may find themselves here. You are here in exact divine timing, and this message will resonate with you exactly as it needs to when you find yourself here. So it does not matter if you are watching this months or weeks from now, you're here, and what message is going to come forward is exactly when you need to hear it. All right. So I never get to work with these very much. I love these. They're very simple, but I get a lot from these. They're tea leaf cards, and I forget the exact name of the deck, but I'm going to go ahead and work with these, and we'll see what comes forward. All right. So what do we all need to know this week as a collective? Also moving into the week of independence here, 250th celebration or anniversary of our 4th of July, our independence here in the States. So definitely a big old message about liberation and freedom. But let us see. What do we need to know as a collective this week of June 30th? Got one already come flying out. So we have Apple. Temptation will test you. Ooh. All right. So, well, let me see what I'm receiving first, because it's not always the words that are on the card for me. The apple immediately makes me feel like, okay, so take what resonates, y'all, and leave what does not, okay? Sometimes when the apple comes forward, it brings up that whole, especially with the serpent here, brings up the whole Garden of Eden. But predating that information, that was, at the time that it was actually written down, we'll say, there's other beliefs in more Celtic cultures and whatnot that see the apple as sacred fruit, and that the apple is considered a symbol of immortality, of ancient wisdom and knowledge, and that it grows from the tree of life. And that with the tree of life, we too are the axis mundi, the bridge between heaven and earth, and that we too are heaven on earth. So it's about allowing you to open up to what wisdom, what truth, what knowledge is available to you that comes naturally to you. However, I feel like what this is saying, that this week we may be tested to stray away from what we know to be true. And I'm getting covered in goosebumps. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Covered in goosebumps. So there's my confirmation that this is exactly accurate, that we may be this could come in the form of like your own fears, your own shadows, your own doubts, especially with, like I said, we've got Mercury in the sign of Cancer in retrograde right now, bringing up some old emotional things. What you know to be true for you, to not doubt that, to not question yourself, to allow yourself to follow what your heart is showing you, not necessarily your mind, because the mind does this thing where it wants to keep us, or what it thinks is keeping us safe and protected, not necessarily always doing so. It's actually putting us, or our ego is putting us into protective defense mode. And so it will keep us from doing things that feel unsafe, even though those things that might feel unsafe are actually an opportunity for us to grow into a more evolved version of self, right? Like, for example, leaving a career that doesn't serve you anymore and taking a very new job offer. Your heart can say, do this. It's exciting. It's new. It's more what you want. But then your mind can say, but what if it doesn't work? What if you're not, there's no guarantee that you're going to have the security you think you're going to have? Remember, Jupiter is also expanding everything we touch for the next, I don't remember exactly. I'm sorry off the top of my head how long, but it's quite some time. Is when Jupiter moves, it doesn't move. It takes a long time for it to do so. So this could also come in the form of someone else, another person giving you information. Now, remember, sometimes people mean well, but they don't always speak from your perspective or what's good for you as much as they speak from their own personal experiences. Sometimes people offer information and insight that comes from a wounded place, their own filters or lenses. So at the end of the day, it's great to have insight, feedback, but at the end of the day, the decisions and the choices, they have to come from internally. They have to come from your internal compass and what feels right and true to you. So don't be tested to stray away from that. Remember, the knowledge, the seeds, the codes of your program for your soul's path is already within you. It won't come outside of you. However, there are helpers that can help us outside of us. But at the end of the day, it all comes from within. So when you make those choices, friends, remember, make them for you. There's a saying, there's a ancient Avalon, which is the Celtic paradise, if you will. It's a higher state of consciousness. And Avalon says, eat the apple and remember. Remember who you are. Remember what you're here to do. Fears and limiting beliefs and conditioning will keep you in a version of you that's not serving. But nothing easy is ever gained, right? There's no gain in anything ever easy. So you're meant to have growth and experience. And that comes from doing what isn't always easy or what doesn't feel sometimes safe, right? Like the safe choice. But there's always something on the other side for you. Okay. So I hope you all have a blessed and magical day. And thank you for listening. Take care.